For that, what we have to do is, first of all, change to system, and then change to context. No, we have to create the context too first. So context 2, remember, and then allocate the interfaces. So for this one, I have Ethernet 2, yeah, and Ethernet 3. And then your config URL for the startup config, running config, name this with context2.cfg. Yeah, so that is done. I'll say exit, and then I'll change to that context. Change to the same context, which is context 2. We'll change to context like this. And if I say show interface IP brief, I should see 2 interfaces. And if I say show run on this, you should see that it thinks I have only 2 interfaces, Ethernet 2 and Ethernet 3. Yeah, that is how it should be. Now let's go to the interfaces and configure the IP addresses there. So let's start with the inside interface, Ethernet 2. No shut is already there, not necessary. I need the name if. So this is my inside, and IP address is 20.0.0. This should be 254. As I said, I will keep 254 on the inside. Yeah, and then that is done. So that's what I need. And then I'll go to the other interface Ethernet 3, name if, outside, IP address is 30.0.0. This one I'll keep as 102. Great. If I go exit and say show IP, should see the IP addresses, and show name if, I should see the name ifs and the security level. So that is great. That is what I needed. Now if I try to, now I'm part of the context 2, so I should have access to the router 2, 20.0.0.2, yeah, and I should have access to the 30.0.0.3. So both the context has access to .3, right? But I cannot go and ping 10.0.0.1. That is not possible, because if you go and see, the context 2 doesn't know anything about context 1, and that is the main purpose, right? To segregate the access. That's what we have done. So if I want to go to context 1, I would say change to context 1 with the capital context. Yeah, context 1. So you can see on the left side after ASA, you can see what context you are in. Yeah. So now if I go here and say show route, I should see my 10 and the 30. So that is how it is. So you can change to system from here, and you'll see that the context part is not there. One more thing, when you will be doing the what do you say, in the next classes, you will be doing the high availability part, which is active standby routers, right? So in the active scenario, you have to use the multi-context. So there you should use a command, which is I think the command is prompt. Let me just check. Prompt context, and okay, prompt host name. So with the host name, you will have which one is active and which one is context name state. Yeah. So once you do that, since we don't have the failover, but it will show you the box state. If it's the active box, it will say active. If it's the standby box, it will say the standby. Yeah. So this is one command which is very handy once you are doing the active standby, and to just verify which box you are in, right? So that is one just tip for you guys. And now let's do the main thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to ping from R2 to R1, which is in this case I'll go to R2, and if I see enable the C show IP interface brief, I should have a show IP route. I have a default route, yeah, and if I do a telnet from there to 30.3.3, this should be passing through the firewall, and it should be reaching the ASA. But since the R3 does not have a reverse route, if I go here and I see enable, and if I see show IP route here, R3 doesn't know how to reach 20. So that is the main issue. I can just config T here, and I say IP route. So you need to understand this thing here. So there should be a mechanism, right, for the firewall to know when to, for example, I'm doing a telnet from there to there. Yeah, this is a telnet. So now that this guy receives a packet from say 20.0.0.0 .2, now he should know where to forward the traffic back. So that's why I have two IP addresses here with the 102 with the same subnet. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll point this R3 if with a static route, that if you want to go to 20, go to .102, and if you want to go to 10, yeah, then you should point to the next the gateway as next to a hop as 101. But still then we would see have some problems. Let me just show you. Clear, some of this will work and some may not. So I'll go to R3 and I'll say IP route 10.0.0.0, and then I'll say 255.255.255.0, where we'll go to 30.0.0.101. That is for the 10, and for the 20 I'll go to 102. So that is there. Now let's go to R2 and do the telnet again. So I'm doing the telnet from inside to outside, and this should work now, but it will not. Debug IP packet details. So I can do the same from R1, and let me just do the same thing. Telnet 30.0.0.3. Yeah, I am receiving the packets from R1, as you can see, and also I should receive packets from R2 if I do the same thing here, and yeah, I'm receiving the packets, but it's not working. So let me tell you the problem. Let me just undebug this. Yeah, when I see show arc here, now for 101 and for 102, look at the layer 2 address. Yeah, so what happens when you cross through when a router passes through one subnet to another? It does the layer 2 macros, the MAC address rewriting. So there's the issue lies. So the ASA doesn't know if I'm receiving this packet on this interface, where do I need to forward it? Which context I need to forward it? So because of the same MAC address. So to overcome this, you have three solutions provided by the Cisco. One of that is you should have dedicated interfaces. So you should have it Ethernet 4 here, then the problem will be solved. Or you have to assign a unique MAC address. And thankfully, we have a single command which does this for us. And the command is MAC address auto. And the third is you can do NAT, but that is not a common, way. The most common way is this one. And obviously, if you have a dedicated interfaces, obviously. But the whole purpose is to have unique MAC addresses. So let's go to the ASA and type the command MAC address auto. Yeah, you need to go to change to system and say MAC address auto. No, it's not working. I think should be in the configuration. So if you let's quickly check this configuration command MAC address auto in Cisco ASA. I don't remember back of my head. Till the time we can go to say change to context 1 and say MAC address auto is it's not working, right? No. So see, let's go here, command reference, and I have a command reference here. So this is the one which I was talking about. So automatically assign private IP, a private MAC address to each shared context interface. Use the MAC address command in global config mode to disable automatic. So what was the command? MAC address auto. Okay, in the global configuration, that's what I did. I have to go to, so I'm into change to system. Yeah, now if I see show context here, you can see both the context, and I think I am in. Oh, I was not into the config mode because of that host name, right? So, what was the command? The prompt. I think host name. Yeah, prompt host name context state. That was the command that enable this. I'll just disable this for now. I cannot do a no on this. Yeah, I cannot do that. Anyways, let's stick to the plan. So the command was MAC address auto, right? Once you do this, convert it to MAC address auto 560. Done. Now, if you go to your R1 and do the same telnet again, you are able to go, and also on R2, if you do the telnet again, you are able to go inside the. So you can see you are inside R3. Also here, if you go, it's Cisco, and you are inside R3. Now, if you go to R3 and do the same ARP command, now we'll see the MAC address has changed. These are like virtual MAC addresses, and that is how it is. Yeah. So now, if you want to go from R3 to R1 to R2, so the let's go to R1 first here, exit, and now if I tell it to 10.1.1 or not 10.1, it's 10.0.0.1. This should also be working, provided I don't have that. Yeah, I need an ACL now. So just imagine what I did. I went from R1 to like this. So I need on context 2, right? So on context 2 outside, I need an ACL which says that this traffic is allowed. So if I go here on this and say change to context 2, yeah, then I need access list out permit TCP from host 10.0.0.1 to host minus 20.0.0.2 EQ23, because this is telnet. Yeah, then I have to apply this access group out in interface outside. So this should be enough for that from the R1. From R1, if I do the same thing again, exit. Did I do it from R1? Yeah. If I do a telnet from R1 to 20.0002. So from if you just imagine what I did again, R1, I did a telnet. So this is like inside to outside. This should be allowed. It will go to R2. It will see the destination as R3 will see the destination R2 and forward it to this 102. And the ASA should have a rule that is allowing that traffic. So that I already configured here. And then the return traffic is also not an issue from the R2 side. So if I go here and I'm on the context 2, right? Yeah, and I say show access list here. Do I see any hits? And show IP access. No, it doesn't work like that. Show access list. Should see some hits, and I'm not able to see the hits here. Again, let's do a login on that. Logging on, logging console 7, logging enabled. Now I want to see that am I able to see this traffic coming from this R1 and leaving R2? No. R1 should be able to go to. So let's just change to context 2, and now if I see logging on, logging console 7, logging enabled. If I do this and if I again do the same thing, I should see some. No. And what about con? Show con. I have no traffic passing through this. So this is strange. I need to go to R3 and do a debug here. Debug IP packet details to see, am I receiving this traffic? Maybe I have some. So if I go here and do this, I'm not receiving this packet at all. So let's try to do a ping. Let's try a ping instead of telnet. Let's try to ping 20.0.0.2. Yeah, I see that. I mean, strange. I don't know. So this is what. So I can see that outside interface is. So from 30 to 20. So I am in R3. Okay, that's the wrong one. So from R1, if I ping 30.0.0.3, not 30.0.0.3, I have to ping all the way to R2, so 20.0.0.2. So now instead of so from the context one, that is not an issue, right? So I'll go here and say no logging on, no logging enabled, no logging console 7. Instead, what I'll do is I'll go to change to context 2, and here show an access list. Yeah. So I'll say no to this access list. I don't want this. Instead, what I want to allow access list out permit ICMP from host. That is the 10.0.0.1 going to host 20.0.0.2. Yeah, and then what I say is access group out in interface outside. Now if I do this, this should be sufficient to take it to. Let's try this once more. Now I want to see where this traffic is getting. Then I'm logging console 7, logging enabled, logging on. If I do this and I do this, to see that I am able to see this traffic on R3, right? Yeah. So I'm able to see this traffic on, if I go to R1 again, on R3, I'm not able to see this traffic. Let's try to think this. So what I'm doing here is from R1, this one, I'm doing a ping with the source of 10.0.0.0.1 to destination 20.0.0.2. Now I have a default route. I will point to 254, give it to 254, and okay. What a silly mistake. I don't have a route on ASA. Okay, so happens. Let me go to our. Okay, I have to go to both of the no logging. So that's why the the telnet was not also working. No logging, enable. No logging, so 7. So this is my context 2. I'll say IP route. So if I go here and see show route, I don't know about 10. So I need to have a route with outside 10.0.0. what any network for 10. So I have to point this to the 30.0.0.3 and also change to context 1. Now if I see show or route here, I don't know about 20, so I have to say show route outside 20.0.0.0 255.255.255.0 pointed to R3, because R3 is the one who is going to be the next hop. So now if I do the same thing now, yeah, now the traffic should go to R from context 1 to context 2. Now if I see show con here, should have yeah, I have 20 going to 10.1.1. This was timed out. Now I need that access list on change to context 2. If I go here and say logging on, logging, enable logging console 7. Okay, sorry. Sometimes I'm too fast. Huh? Logging console 7. So now if I do this, I need to see. So inbound ICMP connection is fine. Okay, now from my I'm going to R2, right? So in R2, if I go and say debug IP packet details, and from R1 again I ping it, that means I should have, yeah. So what is the issue here? Let me see. Do I have a route here? I should have a route here. Let this do. So I'm sending it to this guy. And show access list now. I have an access list, hit count. I'm not able to see the hit counts yet. Okay, I have the hit count here. So there is no issues with the routing here. Show IP route. If I see, I have a route pointing towards 254. Now then again, it will reach R3. If I see show con here, now from R1, R1, this one, right? I do this again and I see show con here on R2. I don't see any connections. So let's have a maybe I don't think so, because the return traffic from R2 would be what, as per our scenario. Let me just cross this, and on R2, this one. So if you see, I'm receiving a packet of 10.10.01 on gigabit from 20. I'm on R2, right? I'm on R2. Okay, this is the one I'm yeah, this is the one I'm receiving, and I'm sending it. 20 to 10.0.0.1 type 040 ICMP. And what about the return traffic on the context one? Yeah, so I have no access list on context one. So this becomes very tricky, right? Now I need to go to context, change to context one, change to context one. Need to be very thoughtful about this. Okay, so here I need again a return access list out permit ICMP from say this time I'm permitting from host not to. This is from host 2020 to host 10.0.0.1. Yeah, and I'll say access group out in interface outside. Hopefully now that's all I need, and this should work now. Okay, not this one, this one. Yeah. So voila. Oh, finally. So that was fun. Yeah. So hopefully you understood the whole idea of multi-context or security context, whatever you want to say, the way it works, why do we need the MAC address auto, and if we don't do this, what will happen, and the whole traffic flow, right? How you have to consider the flow with the context wise. So I hope you liked my video, and if you did, don't forget to press subscribe button and share my video as much as possible. So see you in my next video. Until then, bye bye.